Hello, everyone, and welcome to Best of 6, Episode 2. Dan learns what a framing device is, and I learn what the hell Dan's talking about. Joining me, as always, is Dan, Julian, Lerone, and Mitch, and our number 6 should be here soon, he says. So,
The prodigal son returns.
yeah, it's been some time since number 6, our boy Mauricio, has been here.
Yeah. The government
We all
shut
know you're
down,
here
stopped
for-
them from getting paid, so he's here for the extra side flow.
Right, so hopefully our viewership returns back to normal levels once our boy Mauricio, the one you're all here
We
for,
can beat our record.
is back. Yeah, let's beat that record. Smash that subscribe button. Throw your bits down. Now let's have a good time. First up, amidst legal battle, Gearbox CEO says he left USB stick of porn at medieval times. So
Yeah, this is a story.
That is not a one though.
We lost it.
I like it.
we lost him. All right. So, oh man, I don't even know what to think anymore. This has been a whole roller coaster of stuff. Basically, Gearbox, there's a lot of sketchy stuff happening in the upper management of Gearbox between the CEO and some of the board members. There's allegations of child porn and having parties where they expose each other to minors. There's leaving USB sticks full of porn at medieval times.
He mistakenly left
No.
flash drive. Okay, there's like
It was a video of a magic trick.
No. I thought he said that like what the person did in the video was like a magic trick.
Yeah.
That was the quote.
He pulled his dick out from behind his ear. I don't really understand how he did it, but
I'm not sure how explicit
Totally
I can be
uncalled for.
on your channel, Jake.
I mean,
our channel.
so also in regards to the flash drive thing, he gave a vague two-word response that was just "it's true."
That is not what you want to say.
I thought he admitted on a podcast that he left the flash drive there at medieval
Yeah.
times.
The porn was a magic trick.
Yeah.
How do you carry porn on a flash drive?
That is a great question. I don't know why he did this.
Some people.
Why would you ever save that in this
I
day and age?
I realized this is not a sex worker. This is a fucking magician.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh!
Hey, he's preparing for court. He's gotta get all the BS ready.
He meant like what that person did is like a magic trick. It's so amazing. I think that's what he meant there.
Yeah, apparently he's like shameless about it. I don't know.
It's good spin.
I mean, was the USB porn, was that the child porn, or is that
Yeah.
normal porn?
No,
No,
quote unquote barely legal porn. Also, it had like company secrets and like future game development like timelines.
Yeah, he's just carrying this around like.
Yeah, he messed
How do
up.
you mess up that bad?
Work-life balance, my friend.
Like,
Well,
first of
he's
all,
not my friend. That was an expression. I hate that guy.
why would you
He made
keep?
Borderlands 2. I don't like him.
Why
Why
would
would
you
you
keep?
keep?
Go ahead.
Why would you keep work stuff and porn on the same flash drive?
Exactly.
Why
Because
would
he
you keep
probably
porn
was
on a flash
invincible.
drive? That's already been talked about. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is all
Gearbox is just-
all madness.
Gearbox is just one controversy after another. This really doesn't surprise me. Like, this guy's kind of renowned for being a total D-bag.
Yeah.
And here we go. Now they'll put him in jail for it.
I don't know if he's gonna go to jail for this.
I see it now. They're going to be in court. And they're going to be up to this kid. They're going to bring up a copy of Borderlands. They're like, where did he touch you? And he just points right at the head.
Yeah, this guy has been at the center of controversy for a while. In 2015, he took a $30,000 personal loan off corporate credit cards for personal use. When he couldn't fully repay the $300,000 loan, he resigned in July of 2018.
Wait, so he's not the CEO?
No, sorry. This is the other guy. The not CEO who's also involved in this stupid lawsuit.
For a second there, I thought you called him a Nazi.
Yeah, Calendar. Yeah, Wade Calendar. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on to much sadder and more tragic news. Nintendo's
Sadder than
WiiWare dies this weekend.
Your priorities are crap.
WiiWare. When's the last time you turned on a Wii?
Wait, this article is from March 23rd, 2018.
What?
I posted a YouTube video of someone showing how to pirate them. I don't know what link you got.
That was my fault.
This is actually from a year ago. Moving on! Speaking of Nintendo. Nintendo Switch Online data mine hints at SNES games. I thought that WiiWare was dead already.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
That's good. Good job.
Yo,
guys.
can I get Chrono Trigger?
I mean,
Can we?
it's dead.
Like,
so-
this is the SNES on the Switch is gonna be hype. Because, like, the SNES games
Yeah.
are just better.
Yeah, SNES has some, like, really good titles. NES, for the most part, has, like, some...
trash. You can say it. Most NES games are trash.
Most
Yeah,
games are-
I was going to more say they're novel.
What did it do?
They're like little novelties, little arcade game novelty things.
I mean, there are a
most part.
handful of good games, but the Super Nintendo just has so many more.
Yeah.
Super
Wait,
Nintendo's
someone
arguably
just
one of
joined?
the
Yeah,
best
Mauricio.
consoles of all time. Oh shit!
Big ol' M-Dog.
Prodigal
What'd it
Son
do?
returns. Sorry.
Welcome back, and joining us as always, as never, is Mauricio.
Ooh,
Wow.
Hey, hot take. Thank you, Jake.
All
Oh,
6 of us
bars.
are here.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Talking about how the
Thank you.
Switch might be getting SNES games soon.
That's awesome.
Part of
Catalog.
online, so-
as long as they don't just do like the big name fan favorites, because there's a lot of.
Oh,
good
that's
games.
exactly what it's going to
yeah,
be.
That's what they're
Yeah,
gonna do.
that's precisely
No,
what it's going to be.
obviously, but like
Well,
put
first
some
off-
other stuff that people may not.
All right, here.
even
I'll
know.
quickly read off the list of
Mauricio, get
games
what
that they
you're saying.
found in the data mine. They found Super Mario Kart, Super Soccer, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Demon's
Hey.
Crest, Yoshi's Island, Stunt Race FX, Kirby's Dream Course, Poppin' Twinbee, Star Fox, Contra 3, Kirby Superstar, Super Ghosts and Ghouls, Kirby Dreamland 3, Super Metroid, Super Mario World, Pilot Wings, F-Zero, Star Fox 2, Super Punch-Out, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, Super Mario All-Stars, Breath of Fire 2.
I heard a lot of good ones there, and a lot
Yeah,
I've never
that's
heard
good.
of.
Yeah.
A
But they
lot,
put Legend
yeah, a
of
lot
Mystical
on
Ninja?
there. I'm happy about that. Yeah, the Ninja one, Twin Bee.
Is that the one they made that really weird N64 game on?
Yeah, Mystical Ninja Goemon.
Yes.
With
Yeah,
the
yes.
he plays the conch shell or whatever, and a giant robot of himself who is actually a movie star shows up.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
one of the earlier ones on that list, Demon's Crest. That's cool. That like they're like I said, a lot of those they're not like obscure hidden gems, but like they're games that not everybody knows about unless they played them back in the day, in which
Yeah.
they're classics. So like
I've
that's
never-
good. I'm glad to see them put a couple up there.
Also,
that,
Star Fox 2 isn't that the one that was technically never released?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one that like you if you really wanted to, you could buy a chip with it on it, and then you would have to find a couple specific SNES games and hardwire it into the cartridge, and then you could play it on a Super Nintendo.
I'm not
But
sure
then,
I believe this list.
Yes,
but
it's
then
kinda-
Nintendo updated Star Fox 2, took out some features, and then put it up on the SNES Classic.
What would I add to this list? This is pretty. This is a pretty good list.
Also, Super Mario All Stars is
Your Final Fantasy
what,
6.
like it has like
Yeah.
5
It's
Mario
it's
games
Mario
on it.
1, 2, and 3.
and the Lost Worlds are the real 2, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Final Fantasy VI is not going to be given away on Nintendo Switch Online.
Well,
They
I
can't
mean,
do third party.
Yeah.
maybe not.
Ever.
They should.
Final Fantasy 10 and 12 and another 9.
I mean,
It's gonna be
Those cost money.
Square and Nintendo have been butt buddies lately, so maybe.
Yeah, we can
And
hope.
the issue I see is this is a subscription service. I don't.
Yeah.
Right,
don't know.
right.
Yep, well, we'll see. Maybe there'll be like an extra, like you can unlock more games with like an extra $1 a month or something. I don't know.
What?
We'll find out.
Yeah,
Ew.
it's like Hulu. You're paying for it, but pay a little extra and no ads, right? Works for
God, Hulu.
Hulu. Why not Nintendo?
Oh, that'd be awesome. You have like Yoshi's Island with like banner ads in it.
That would be awesome.
The most like shameless, awful like.
I would turn my Switch off and never turn it on again.
Yeah.
No, they could totally do that because the games are in 4:3, right? So they have the black bars on the side.
Oh
It's
no!
just-
Don't even start!
dude,
No
that's
no
what
no
I'm
no no
saying.
no
They
no
could-
no
Please don't.
no no no
That's
no
what
no
I'm
no
saying.
no. Moving on. Mortal
Really?
Kombat 11 showed off some first gameplay footage, new fatalities and new characters revealed.
He's
So
a
I
fighting
haven't
game guy.
seen this yet, but if anybody who has seen it, answer my question: are the fatalities like MKX, where they're just gory for the sake of being super gory and realistic,
I heard
Or are
somebody's
they,
brain
like-
gets eaten.
or are
Well,
they like
okay.
more classic MK, where they're like kind of specific fatalities for each character? Like
Okay,
Sub-Zero's
it's
gonna freeze you
been-
and then crush you or whatever.
It's been a
Well,
while since I've seen the classic ones, but I played, I believe, Mortal Kombat 10. Whatever was on the 360, and I'd say they are very close to that.
That was MK9.
Yeah, there's a 9.
All right, well, it shows what I know.
Baraka eats someone's brain, and who's the blood chick? I forgot her name.
I forgot Obama was
Blood
in that game.
chick.
Yeah, she's from Mortal Kombat 9.
She's like a blood ninja. She
Scarlet.
like
Yeah, Scarlet. She like removes
also-
the blood out
there's
of
also
the.
this like Sandman guy who like can rewind himself across the screen. He looks weird.
That's cool that Scarlet's back.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't just make her for like the sake of fulfilling a decades-long Easter egg.
Also, there's this new feature with the vertical and horizontal bars. Like, there isn't just one bar for super. There's a offensive and defensive bar now.
Huh.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11.
Interesting.
Yeah. Also, Mauricio, was there a fatal blow mechanic in Mortal Kombat 10?
I didn't play MK10, but what do you mean fatal blow? Like, are you
Like-
talking about the X-rays?
No. If your opponent is at 30% or less, you can execute a move with higher damage called a fatal blow in Mortal Kombat 11. I'm not sure if that was a new feature or not.
I don't know. I didn't play
Okay.
MK10, but I've also never heard of that mechanic. So
Okay.
I don't think that was an MK10. I didn't play it intently. I played it like a little bit at a friend's house, but I don't think so.
And they also showed off more of the character customization. I think this is only cosmetic, but
If it's like Injustice 2, it will be. Just
Uh,
throwing
oh,
random
oh,
metal
man.
straps on everyone.
Yeah, but like Injustice 2, they were cosmetic, but they also did certain boosts to your character, and
In
some
single
were.
player.
Oh, wasn't it in multiplayer too?
You could turn them on in multiplayer, but like
Oh,
in
okay,
ranked,
cool.
and after a patch, they were off by default.
That's cool because that kind of bummed me out. That's like, oh, I really like this costume, but it's statistically inferior to this other one that I don't really care about. That's cool. I didn't know that.
that might
Well, I
be
mean-
back. I'm not sure. I
But,
know
like,
you can.
what-
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What kind of customization is it? Is it like per character, or did they bring back Creative Fighter? Because I want that back.
They just showed different costumes for different characters.
All right, that's cool.
And
I hope NetherRealm Studios does what they've been doing with the costumes. Like MK9, it was like Sub-Zero, but do you want to play MK1, 2, 3? No, it was 1, 3, and then and then he had like 2 specific MK9 alternate costumes. Like they just gave you everything. Like that's what I loved about it. I hope they do that again.
and they showed off a little bit of the story. They had Raiden torturing Shinnok. That was the villain from Mortal Kombat 10, right?
Yeah, from what I was told, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shinnok, for those who don't know, he was an elder god, and then he got banished by the other elder gods because he meddled in mortal affairs too much. And they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And he's like, "Meh." And then he stayed in the Netherrealm for a good while.
Yeah, and,
Around.
Shinnok makes a comment about how Raiden couldn't kill an elder god, and then Raiden's like, "Oh, there's fates worse than death," and he cuts off his head. It was cool.
Rad.
Sweet.
Shao Kahn is the pre-order bonus.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh man. Pre-order bonus.
And beta access because everyone has to do that now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sucks.
But I think that's all we got on that one. So I think it's time to move on to our semi-new segment, Soulja Watch. Mauricio, I don't know if you've been around for any of those, but
No, I don't think so.
so this is where we follow the latest in Soulja Boy's shenanigans in the video gaming industry. And Soulja Boy, after taking all of his consoles down off the market after potential legal threats from Nintendo,
He's back, baby.
he's back with a sketchy PS Vita. Because I guess he ain't afraid of Sony.
Nope. He brought in the PvP and the whatever the hell, I don't know what they called the Vita.
Yeah, so the Soulja game handheld boasts a 480 by 272 HD resolution screen.
Maybe they was like, you know what? Someone's gonna go to Sony and be like, somebody is selling PS Vitas, and they're like, I don't believe you.
Yes, so it's available on Soulja Watch's website with no mention of any compatible games.
Can I play Smash Ultimate?
It makes no promises of being able to play any games as far as I could tell. It has a picture of, I think, Forza on it, which isn't available on any Sony stuff. So I don't know.
It might be Gran Turismo.
Oh, it might be. So, yeah.
Nice.
I like this last paragraph. To be clear, Soulja Boy is a massive gaming nerd who's named mixtapes after Mario and has even reviewed Braid. I don't think that counts as a review. I don't think Soulja Boy's video about Braid just counts as a review.
See,
They linked something.
see, all this Soulja Boy stuff is funny, but like
Oh man.
he honestly is like a big gamer like person. Like he loves games and stuff, and I feel like
Loves Braid.
Internet Today made an interesting comment on this. They said like it feels like Soulja Boy just wanted to get into gaming market because he loves gaming so much, and somebody kind of suggested this to him, and he's like, yeah, you know what, let's do that, maybe it'll be cool, and he just kind of threw it up without thinking about it, and then he had to he went defensive on it because he wasn't really, he didn't know too much. Again, this is pure speculation. This
I can't
isn't
get
backed by
behind
anything.
this.
The only
But it's
I
just
would agree
like,
with that, but like he has to have had a legal team to advise him.
This
Right?
is like next level stupid.
Even Matt Pat has a legal team.
Oh, Matt Pat.
Wait, what? Something's going on,
Like,
man.
did he not realize he was selling Chinese knockoffs?
I think he knows. Like I have no reason to believe that he doesn't know.
That should be enough to
Yeah.
raise some red flags.
Yeah, Catlett, we talked about the eSports team.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yep.
Oh,
That was on a
also,
previous
Jake,
Soulja Watch.
I was here when the Soulja Boy stuff first started because I remember saying that.
So that's the last time you were on the show then.
Yeah, the original Soulja Boy handheld was a ripoff of the Revo K101.
Oh, this is also a ripoff of a Chinese ripoff that you can buy on AliExpress for $33.
Good old AliExpress.
Mauricio,
You should
were you
just
aware
drop
that
it.
we're actually in season 3 right now?
Oh,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah. Julian
yeah,
said the N-word and we had to move on.
No, that's not what happened.
What happened?
We're on season 3. We want to change our main topic.
Pulling
new
the
season.
curtain back on the fans. Some of us don't know the show when stuff happens. We just we're here for the ride. We do what Jake and Julian tell us to do.
More so true.
All right.
Let's put the curtain back. Put the curtain back.
The last thing I'll mention is that apparently in another hapless I'm not even trying to use their terminology. In his last dabble with tech, Soulja Boy sold hoverboards that were apparently mostly snapped up by fraudsters, leaving Soulja Boy with a $175,000 bill that he didn't receive payments for. So apparently they shipped out hoverboards before payments processed and got wrecked.
Hoverboards?
And got basically charged back.
You know those
Yeah.
boards
It's
that you
just a
see in
career
Kombat?
The electric
Yeah, they're not actually hoverboards.
segways without a handle.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's skateboard?
All right, so they're called hoverboards. I'm pretty sure they're called hoverboards because they came out around the time that Tony Hawk and some other company made that spoof hoverboard video, and they came out right at the same time, so people just called them hoverboards for whatever reason. But they're not. They're just two-wheelers. That's it.
Yeah.
I thought that
Okay.
it was because of Back to the Future that they named them hoverboards.
That's
Like
well,
this was
that's
the
why.
time.
Like Tony
Okay.
Hawk and some other
Yeah.
people made a spoof because it was the anniversary of Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
So like, oh look, we have a real hoverboard, and yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. At least you kind of like glide on them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's all we got for Soulja Boy Watch. Up next is Shenmue Watch. Shenmue III reported to be at least double the length of prior games, and side quests are no longer separate from the main story.
Okay, what does that mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
wait, so
what-
are there
what?
no side quests?
Yeah.
So wait, say that one more time.
Side quest?
Yeah. So okay. So what he said is side quests are no longer separate from the main story in order to provide a more cohesive experience. But there will be many storylines and systems to explore once the game is finished.
So
That,
it's a
that was
movie?
like not English.
Wait, so that you
So
only get
from-
side quests after the game ends? I don't.
So from what I'm understanding, the side quests are not like straight up like this. Literally has nothing to do with the plot. It's just
Yeah.
kind of go have fun in the world.
That's how I'm.
Yeah.
That's how I think it
Yeah,
is.
they're extra side things that have some kind of tie into the main story.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting from this.
That's
And
what
then
I.
there'll be other.
that-
Yeah, there'll be other in-world quests later that they'll do whatever.
That
with.
came off like they put a statement in Google Translate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I look forward to our playthrough.
We have to do that.
Yeah, well, according to this, it says Shenmue 3 will be a much larger game than previous entries, and it should take multiple weeks to complete.
Well, we gotta start
That's
early.
really
Multiple
ambiguous,
weeks.
We'll have a
Hot
whole
dog.
we'll have a
Multiple
whole-
weeks, guys.
we'll have a whole month of best of 6 just playing this game.
That is going to be our entire month of August. Sorry, our month of
that's not happening.
February of 2020.
That could
That's
be
a little
like
optimistic there, Jake.
It's pretty
That could-
optimistic.
you guys. They said weeks. That could be our whole quarter. That
The
could
la-
be
the last
4
thing-
months worth.
The last thing worth mentioning is that it was also said that minigames will have a larger impact on the game as a whole. This is due to better integration, and while some minigames from Shenmue 1 and 2 return, there are most are new to the series.
Better integration.
Oh, forklift races are making a return.
That sounds amazing.
I know nothing about Shenmue.
How many minigames could there possibly be?
The only thing I know is that the forklift thing is a meme or something. That's all I
at
know.
the end of Shenmue 1,
Wow.
you go to a stockyard and you drive a forklift.
Yeah, Caleb, that's the plan. We actually do plan to do a Let's Play of Shenmue 3. That's going to be our magnum opus of the podcast.
That'll be our season 3 finale.
It's a live Let's Play of Shenmue 3. Oh, that'll be interesting. Set to release on August 27th after being announced at E3 2015. I kind of forgot it was announced at E3 2015 Wow, it's
Yeah,
been a
remember
while.
Remember how excited Julian was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
actually
do.
I too. 4 years ago. Oh boy.
Julian excited as hell. Shenmue 3 guys. Oh shit, Julian, you played Shenmue? You played Shenmue? No.
Nope.
No.
Just
Well, we
everybody
get
else on the internet is excited because it's a classic or something.
All right.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
get that.
So now we have our main topic of the week, hosted this week by Dan. Apparently, it's about him learning what a framing device is, but I think that's just a vague title. So we didn't really know what it's about. We don't know much about it, so here we go.
So my internet sucks. I'm gonna try and get through this intro real quick and get to like the first break point, and then I'm gonna restart my router.
Okay.
Okay.
Did he stop talking intentionally?
What?
I don't think.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and get through this intro really quickly and then restart my router.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay. On December 23rd, 2018, FGC member Sonic Fox tweeted an innocent tweet that would eventually go on to spark go on a tirade.
Yeah, I
that
think you
ended
should
in-
restart your
You
router
should do
now.
that now.
Yep.
Okay, guys,
You-
stall for like 5 minutes.
All right, we can stall. We can.
Remember when
All
Julian
right, I
was
actually
really
have a
excited for
Yeah, I
Shenmue?
was gonna say we can resurrect a news topic that didn't make the cut.
No, so guys, guess what came out? I think yesterday.
What?
What came out yesterday?
Come on.
Shenmue remake?
I'm not
No.
gonna know.
Resident Evil's-
Onimusha Remaster.
Oh, yeah, right. That. Okay.
What
This is
is
relevant
that?
news in a game none of you played. This is why I'm on the show.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Well, I could
Onimusha
talk a
Remastered.
bunch of obscures.
Onimusha Remastered came out. It's relevant because it came out. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
What is it?
Onimusha. So Onimusha 1 came out in the early 2000s. I forget exactly when, but it was like PS2 era. And I don't know. It had 3 sequels and 2 spin-offs, and they're all good games. But like Capcom just kind of forgot about it after like the PS2, Xbox, GameCube generation. But like you used to be able to buy Onimusha 3 on Steam. I bought it before they took it off, so I still have that. But like they're all good games and stuff. So for whatever reason, Onimusha came back. Pretty sure Capcom's trying to gauge interest on either remastering the other ones or making a new one for whatever reason. Maybe that's pretty much the only reason they ever do this kind of thing. But the thing that grinds my gears is, I mean, first off, if you've never played it, go for it because it's on like everything: PC, Xbox, PS4, and Switch. But the only thing that bothers what?
By Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition.
No.
Catherine Classic on PC.
So, anyways, the thing that bothers me is I played Genma Onimusha, which was like the updated version of Onimusha Warlords. And it's better because it's like it just has new mechanics and updated just everything. So it's like the superior version. But Capcom didn't re-release that version. They released the regular version, and that just kind of like is very lazy. And they're like, we up-resed everything, but the backgrounds are pre-rendered, and so are some of the cutscenes, and the textures on the characters aren't even that much sharper. It's literally like the best way to play it is to just get Genma Onimusha and play it on a 360 and HDMI. That looks literally the same as this up-resed remastered version. So I just wanted to air my grievances because Capcom is just really lazy. It's like you couldn't have done anything else, man.
What
Really?
kind of game is this?
It's
Isn't it
like a
Dynasty Warriors?
no, it's more like Resident Evil actually. It's like fixed camera angles.
Oh.
But it's like action with swordplay and magic. So each weapon has a magic attack, but you're basically just like, guarding, parrying, and attacking. And you go around the map intertwines on itself. It's like Resident Evil, like old school Resident Evil.
Right.
But it's good games, and I only brought it up because it's relevant, and I have to complain somewhere where people will listen.
Speaking of
So here we are.
there was this live stream. They're going to make an announcement for Dragon Ball Fighters. They bait and switched us, and they brought in the Fighters crowd so they could make an announcement for Xenoverse 2 that they already made. It's kind of bullshit.
Yep, that was
Like,
the thing
oh
that
hey,
happened.
these 2 characters from the new movie are going to be in Xenoverse 2, but we already knew that. But here's another trailer, and also the stupid card game that no one fucking wants. Keep it in Japan.
So a Metroidvania is what Cat would say? Onimusha?
Really?
No, it's not
Doesn't sound like it.
Metroidvania. That's too loose of a comparison.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're collecting upgrades to go to another area. It's like here you go. You'll eventually get the 3 main weapons and you'll use that the whole time. And there'll be I guess you could say Metroidvania, but you could apply that to a lot of other games, so I guess yeah, sure. If that's Metroidvania, then old Resident Evil games are Metroidvania.
I
Like
disagree.
pre RE4. Because RE4 didn't branch on itself. I don't know. It's a good game. Go for it. It's fun.
Also, I guess another piece of news that
Perfect
we
timing.
skip.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Another piece of news that we skipped over that I'll just say really quickly is that Smash Ultimate beat the Japan sale record for Smash games, where it has sold 2.6 million in its first 5 weeks, where the Smash for the 3DS sold 2.5 million in its lifetime.
Yeah.
In 5 years, beat it in 5 weeks. Outsold every single Smash Bros. Game in existence. So it has beaten Brawl, It has already surpassed Brawl and Smash for 3DS in Japan
Lifetime sales?
in lifetime sales in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I've heard you
that-
guys for more than 5 consecutive seconds for the first time tonight.
That is a good sign.
Hey,
And your voice also sounds better quality for the first time tonight. So
Sounds quieter, but
yeah, you should get a little closer.
What did
to
you
that
guys
mic.
hear?
Just
I
start
heard.
over.
Just start over. Yeah, we heard some times and dates and
Welcome
a
to Best
tweet.
of Six. I'm your host Mauricio. Here with me today
Sonic
is
Fox.
Dan and everyone else.
Dan's favorite Twitter user, Sonic Fox.
Sonic Fox.
Dan's favorite.
Okay, I
Everything
just, want to
here,
preface this.
Republican
I
hates.
just want to preface this. I literally only talk about Sonic Fox positively throughout this whole thing. Even if there's a point in time where it might seem like the next sentence I'm going to say something negative, I promise I never say anything negative about Sonic
well,
Fox.
now the
Okay.
surprise is ruined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna be on the edge of my seat, waiting for you to trash on this poor
mean-
man.
I mean, Dan is a compulsive liar.
That's true. He could be lying to our faces right now. We only time will tell.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
On December 23rd, 2018, FGC member Sonic Fox tweeted an innocent tweet that would eventually go on to spark top Smash 4 professional Salem to go on a tirade that ended in him denouncing the entirety of the Melee community, going so far as to say Melee isn't part of the actual Smash community. Today,
Wow.
January 17th, 2019, Irrelevant Gaming News Podcast Best of Six is going to take a deep dive into this incident and use it as a springboard to talk about the broader facets of the social aspects of competitive gaming, with an emphasis on what responsibilities top-level players may have to the community, if any.
Did you say irrelevant?
He
To
said
clarify,
relevant. Yeah.
I was say, goddamn, man. Just...
I did say irrelevant.
Oh, I heard
Damn.
relevant.
I mean,
so, oh.
I rushed my workout to come to this. Jesus.
I mean, we are irrelevant. So
No,
I mean,
we're
he
not.
Did,
We're
he did ask
incredibly
for permission to
relevant.
make this joke, and we gave it
did.
to him.
All right.
We didn't
Dan,
know what the
sorry
joke
to interrupt.
was, but
To clarify, we're using this Twitter thread merely as a framing device, as it covers a lot of the social
Hey,
aspects. of
final
the
drop.
competitive game. We will not spend a whole lot of time talking about the thread itself. With that out of the way, let's start at the beginning of this whole thing. Let's start with Sonic Fox. So a little bit of background before we get into this. Sonic
He's
Fox
gay.
is one of the most accomplished
Oh my God.
esports athletes, is gay, and likely the most accomplished fighting game player on the planet.
and he's a furry.
I was
Calm
going
down.
to try to avoid bringing those
And
two
he's
things
black.
Oh, what else can we say about him?
he wears a blue fursuit.
Yeah, he likes blue.
Sorry,
How-
Dan. I just had to.
Go ahead.
However, due to Smash's unique mechanics and quite frankly dubious status as a fighting game, there has been little to no crossover between the FGC and the Smash community. For the purposes of this discussion, Salem is wrong. Melee is a part of the Smash community. So the fact that the man voted 2018's best esport player displayed an interest in performing the ultra rare FGC to Smash crossover should be encouraged, right? What do you guys
Well,
think
yeah.
the roles of top level players have in garnishing healthy crossover in esports?
Well, it is the most ambitious crossover of all time, so I really think Sakurai should improve the competitive mechanics of the game.
It's I
Wait.
mean,
That's
I'm
Is
sorry.
Mitch one of the toxic players? Do we-
so yeah, like just what kind of like do top players like should top players be attempting to bridge these gaps between different esports?
So, like,
or
he
should they,
wants to
stay-
play competitively in Melee. Is that what I'm getting from this?
he wants to play
Ultimate.
competitively in Smash Ultimate.
Ultimate.
I'm sorry. Okay, Ultimate.
Well,
I don't
that's
see
kinda
a
how this-
problem with that.
No, it's not. I don't think it's a problem either. And like
I mean, is it out of the ordinary? Yeah, because apparently the FGC doesn't like Smash. But, like, I mean, I don't really know of any other controversies around Sonic Fox, but just, like, I mean, I think that's great that he's trying to at least, like, hey, let me, let me play too. Let's all be friends together, I guess. I don't know.
To be fair, Mauricio,
Thanks,
he was
man.
not part of this controversy. He asked a question, and then two other
Yeah, no,
people
no.
started yelling at
Yeah.
each other.
Oh,
there's-
really?
Sonic Fox is
Yeah.
not part of the controversy at all.
Hold on
Yeah.
a minute. All right, give me more. I
Yeah,
didn't know. Give
drop
me more
a little
background.
context, Dan. Help-
Okay,
help-
I
help-
do have a link prepared, so I'll pull up a link that has all the tweets that are going to come up. I'll put it in the live chat.
Live chat, all right.
So yeah, there's like, so what I really want to get to with this is, like, I want to talk about top level players' roles in fostering the social aspects of esports. So do you think that top levels have a responsibility to try and get these crossovers going?
Okay.
And like, do
Of
you
course.
think?
Well,
Okay,
top
yeah,
level players can be both the most intimidating and the most welcoming people for the community. Like, they are
Alright,
the face of the
right.
community. They have that duty.
Yeah,
I'll say that they're they're not obligated to go out and like get get players to play the game, but if someone wants to play the game, they should like have a welcoming environment for that player
Yeah.
to play the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
give them an obligation, but I will say now that there's a bigger focus on like esports and the scene growing, more of the big name FGC players that people actually know their name are more welcoming to Smash now, and I would say it's sort of because they kind of have to be.
yeah, that's
Can't
true.
really be a
Like,
giant dick if everyone knows you're a giant dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the other things is like esports is still kind of fringe. It's not super fringe anymore, but it's still kind of fringe. So like, if we're not going to foster, allowing growth between players, it's like celebrity golf tournaments in a weird way, where like you have athletes playing golf as like a thing for charity, but like instead of for charity, it's for the betterment of esports, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I mean, real quick, when you say like esports is kind of fringe, but not really, I feel like esports outside of MOBAs and like the most popular shooter, yeah,
Mhm.
that's more fringe, because
Yeah,
for some reason they
definitely.
don't get enough like coverage. But like, yeah,
It
I can
just-
see
Yeah,
what
we
you're saying.
did-
It's
Olympic
becoming
legends.
less.
we did go to get a pizza once, and they had Overwatch on the TVs at the bar. So,
Huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like there's
Um,
other like the Halo championship just finished like quite recently, but it's like still people that like
Oh,
Halo has
there are a
championship,
lot of
it's like-
championships. There's just nobody.
Yeah, there's
knows about.
other ones that like not really people know about. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I play esports, but like it's in a game that nobody, not nobody, but like that's not widely popularized. Like League and Overwatch, like Dan said,
Right,
they're
right.
everywhere. Like holy
Like
shit, you
there
can't.
are 3 big MOBAs. There are 100
Yeah.
fighting games.
Also, I forgot to censor myself. Holy esports.
I'm sorry. That's
we gave up on
esports
that.
is the new swear. Can't say that.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
got rid of
God.
that part of season.
Season 2
That
thing.
yeah, that's the only
We're on
swear on
season
this
3 now.
show. Yeah.
They got so mad at me. They just told me, Mitch, fuck you. Stop doing that, please. I'm like, fine. Season 3 it is.
All right.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Julian broke us into season 3 pretty well.
Yeah, he said the N word.
Oh my god.
I didn't say that at all.
He did say Nintendo at least once.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That's true.
He was talking about their online. He said it like 4 times today, I think.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we kind of got that out of the way, I want to change gears a little bit. Just today, I was scrolling through Twitter and I ran across something kind of relevant to the next thing I want to talk about. The top Smash 4 player Spallin tweeted, "I dislike how in Smash ecosystem, social media and content platforms reward players' figures for sensationalizing their thoughts on anything because each exaggerated opinion diminishes the validity of each other's actual expertise." And he concludes his tweet by saying, "Top player opinions being a meme is disappointing." So for those of you who know how the Leffen and Salem drama started, you might have an idea of where I'm going to go with this. But to catch everyone else up, the drama started because Salem asserted that Snake was a good character, and Leffen responded by saying Snake sucks with 5 U's. So the next thing I want to talk about is how seriously should we take top player opinions, and how do we decide who is right when 2 top players disagree, and does any of this actually matter?
Well,
I
tournament
choose
results.
option C. Or wait. I mean, I choose option C, but I guess that wasn't really an op. You get what I'm saying.
What's option C?
What's options?
This
I don't get
doesn't.
it.
I mean,
This doesn't
I don't
matter.
wanna talk-
Ah,
Yeah.
Well, who
that's
is
actually-
we? Because we could be coming from a total casual perspective who doesn't care, or someone who's trying to get better. Like, who is the we
So-
in this?
Yeah.
One of the things that I kind of thought about when I was doing this is like, ultimately, in a broad sense, top player opinions shouldn't matter, but in a narrow sense, they should. Like, if a top player says, "Hey, Jigglypuff's Nair," if a top Jigglypuff player from Chicago named Guy tells you, "Hey, Jigglypuff's Nair is his best move, you should use it a lot, he's neutral," you should probably be like, "Okay, when I'm playing Jigglypuff, I'll keep that in mind." But in a broad sense, if top Jigglypuff players from Chicago named Guy says, "Hey, Jigglypuff's bottom tier," maybe you shouldn't. You either shouldn't, care about that opinion, or you shouldn't pay too much attention to it. Because if a character is bad, they'll just perform badly in tournament.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I mean when I say, in a broad sense, the opinions don't matter, but in a narrow sense, they do.
I would say they should hold weight, but if you're like an active member of the community, then you should like also think for yourself.
Yeah, I agree to that. I listen to a top player more than a
Yeah.
random.
Yeah.
Like if
I
you
should-
want someone to start, then you can listen to them. But if you're actually
Yeah.
trying to like improve, then you should form your own thoughts as well.
Right.
Yeah, and so
yeah. Also,
I know I
tier
just
lists
said-
change over time, so like,
Yeah.
good advice today is not necessarily good advice tomorrow.
There's one point where Zero thought Ryu was the best character in Smash 4.
Jesus.
And then he changed his mind.
Thinking
I think he changed his mind.
thinking day one meta is going to last forever. Snooze
Omega
emoji. That's a quote from one of Leffen's tweets in this thread.
Yeah. So I know I just said that in a broad sense, top player opinions don't matter, but one of the greatest social aspects, and we are focusing on the social aspects of esports right now, and competitive gaming. One of the greatest social aspects is theory crafting. So while the opinions don't matter, they are fun, and I think that's worth something to the community.
Yeah.
Like their
Oh,
opinions,
the good old ESAM.
their opinions might not have bearing on like how the game meta actually progressive, but they are fun to talk about and they create discussion, which I think are both good things.
I mean, I'd say tournament
Mhm.
results decide.
Yeah.
Like-
That's why in a broad sense I don't think their opinions matter, because tournament
Yeah.
results are going to tell you what's good in a broad sense.
Like,
I guess, but
have a
Yeah,
character
in a
with-
broad sense, they will.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
are people complaining about characters like Inkling, who people say are good, but no one's really using them in tournament?
Well,
That's true.
give it a
Well,
few
I
more
mean, like-
months.
Yeah, until Inkling, like, that's true. People are complaining, but like I argue that those opinions aren't that important because Inkling hasn't put up tournament results yet.
If a few more
Yeah.
months go by and we still don't see Inklings taking over, then
Then we'll have
maybe
to
I'll just need to
reevaluate-
get better.
Yeah, then we just have to reevaluate what we thought.
But maybe it's because no one really knows how to play the character. to
It's
a
been
high-
it's been
high
too
enough level.
long.
That's the thing. Tier lists change over time. Like, if Inkling's not a threat right now,
Yeah.
who cares? If it becomes a threat later, then we'll talk about it.
Right.
Yep.
We could say that about every character. Like, oh, Jigglypuff in Smash 4 just wasn't played enough.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that there was kind of two questions I asked there. When top players disagree, the second question being when top players disagree, whose opinion do we listen to?
Whoever is the most polite.
That's a surprisingly good metric. I didn't even consider that. I like that. That was
Not
not
that
my
more of a
grade.
meme, but yeah, I think once someone starts throwing out racial slurs, Julian, you just kind of start ignoring them.
I mean, like when I was brainstorming for this, I kind of just came up with the super obvious things, which are how good are they and what opinions have they had in the past. And
Yeah.
the reason why I think the second thing is important is because I think we all know the meme of ESAM opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No
I
one's like,
think like in this case, like in the case of the argument we're discussing, like the opinions, the core opinion shared is Snake sucks or Snake doesn't suck is kind of inconsequential and
Yeah,
very
we kinda went
vague.
over that.
Like Snake sucks could mean like something different to
Snake-
different people. Like, oh,
Snake
he's
kinda
not
said
top
the not
15, so I don't care. Or Snake
Yeah,
sucks.
true.
Different people meld with different characters. Like,
Yeah.
just because a character is top tier does not mean you can be good with him.
It's also
Yeah.
important to note that this whole discussion happened literally 2 weeks after the game was released.
Yeah.
So, like, not even like a nice, month and some change that it's been for till now. It was literally 2 weeks. This whole argument happened the day before Christmas Eve. So that kind of gives you some context
there
for
like a
how
week-long
early
thing?
this was.
I feel like it went on forever.
It's
Like-
a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I remember following this Twitter thread on Christmas Day and like loving every second of it. Which kind of I hope you guys don't mind we move on, but that kind of transitions a little bit into my next topic, where we're gonna take a step back from our framing device. I mean, I don't mean like a step back. I mean, we're gonna zoom out a little bit from our framing device and look into our next topic is top player rivalries. When they're healthy, when they aren't. I don't think it's a really controversial opinion when I say that a certain level of beef existing between two players can be very good for a community. It adds flavor to the gameplay and can even spark interest from the outside. But I also don't think it's controversial to say that there's a line you can cross where it goes into toxicity and becomes detrimental for the community, potentially scaring off outsiders.
And
Now
I think
we've talked about Salem versus Leffen in a previous news segment, so I want to just super briefly go over our opinions on that specific thing before opening the floor up to any other rivalries you guys can think about and kind of where they fall on the spectrum of good for the community versus toxic for the community.
The Salem Leffen's not good for the community.
no, not at all.
It both makes the Smash 4 / Ultimate community not look particularly good, but like in particular, it makes it seem like the communities are more segregated than they really are.
But at the same time, both the communities came together to laugh at Salem.
Yeah, that promotes
So-
unity.
Within the community, within the already like the people who are already in the community, fine. It probably wasn't very harmful. It was probably just more funny than anything.
Yeah, to the outside.
But to the outside who know nothing about this, it's just not a good look. It looks like a bunch of children who
Yup.
Everything we
someone-
don't want to be thought of it.
As someone who doesn't know anything about the Smash community, this like strengthens all the negative views I've seen about it. It's just like, oh, yeah, they are fighting again. That's cool.
Okay, as someone outside of the Smash community, what negative views have you seen of the Smash?
Just
community?
like people they just yell at each other for kind of childish reasons, and like I don't know, they're fighting over a game that's however many years old. It's like, can you like calm down a bit, like that kind of thing, you know?
Isn't that the FGC in general though?
Yeah, that's just. But the FGC is even worse. It's just like they're
Yeah.
just mean to each other, and just like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
As part of my research,
Like, Again, I'm not even also have an outward like look at things. It's just like all the communities in general. It's just like I always see the negatives about it first. Very rarely do I ever see things like Broly legs, and he's like my go-to example where he's like I don't know the correct term for it, but like he has like no control over his legs and like one of his arms. It's not very good, but he plays fighting games by putting a 360 controller to his face and he uses his cheek, one hand, and his tongue to press the buttons, and he wins. Like he's competent enough player, but it's like rarely ever will you see a story like that where people embrace him and let him play with them and stuff. Most of the time, you see like them yelling at each other again, or calling each other names, or like my game is superior to yours because of this reason. At least that's just what I see from an outside standpoint.
That's
Okay.
interesting. Because when I was doing my initial like write up for this, I disagreed with all of you. I think Salem versus Leffen is good for the community because here's my reasoning: if Salem makes it into Summit, I guarantee people are gonna be like just chomping at the bit to watch Salem versus Leffen. Like that is going to be a super hype set.
You're saying it's
Yes.
gonna be like almost like a boxing match?
Yeah.
Leffen
So
beat Chili
any
Dip.
It's gonna
publicity
be
is
like a
good
title
publicity?
fight.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I
will
kind of-
Salem get
I
into
kind of-
Summit though?
Just
Well,
qualify
the
and
last
juice
Yeah, the last 4 spots aren't they all going to the
Yeah.
top 4 at G6?
Well, there's 6 votings, 2 apparently.
Oh, okay, I didn't know about that.
But yeah, the 4 are going to G6 placings, I guess.
I mean, Salem is probably on something. Are we sure he is actually competent at this game?
Wait, what?
Mitch is
awesome.
Mitch is making a joke about Salem being a heavy drug user,
On the
given
bottle.
his
Oh, because of the. Okay.
giving his Twitter.
Okay.
Mitch, do you ever have like any chill? Like ever?
Yes, I'm about to display some.
All right.
What?
Anyways, you asked about other rivalries, and I have to say that a good rivalry is definitely Armada and anyone else, specifically Mewtwo King.
And
Mhm.
Mango.
Oh, Armada Mewtwo Kings. Although Armada Mewtwo King, like that's like 2 players who are really good at the game and are like really evenly matched. Like there's no social aspect to that, so to speak.
Yeah, there's
Like,
not like a
there's
not like a vocal beef, or you're not gonna be seeing on stuff on Twitter like, oh, did you see what Mewtwo King said about Armada? Oh man,
Yeah, that's why it's a
just
good one.
two
Mango
good
Armada?
players
that's why
doing
it's
their-
a good one.
Because it's like 2 guys are they're just rivals and they just want to get better than each other and constantly like going at it.
Well, Armada
And,
retired.
you
so-
know, M2K beat Armada at the summit and they hugged him. You know.
Yeah.
That's nice. Why didn't I hear about that?
I feel like that's not like a. I've never thought of that as a rivalry at all,
No.
though. Like that's
Mango
just
Armada,
those are
goddamn.
just yeah. Mango Armada was a real rivalry.
And it was
Within
healthy.
Yeah. No,
And
like
Mango
Mango
Hbox
Armada
used to,
early
used
in
to
the
be
day.
toxic, like
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Yeah, that used to be actually toxic.
Twitch
Yeah,
chat
look-
just can't let it go.
And look where that got us.
That's true. That you still see residual effects from that rivalry to this very day.
Resident Sleeper H.
It has certainly negatively affected top players. I guess that's one interesting take, is that like some rivalries like can leave one player like out to dry, basically. Like I kind of feel that way
had
with
a chance.
Mango Hbox, as Mango being massively popular socially in particular player, and Hbox being kind of an up and coming player who plays a character a lot of people already don't like that much, and having
Except for when Mango plays it.
having Mango be on the hate train against him kind of cemented Hbox's future as being a disliked member of the Smash community, sometimes for almost no reason. Though stuff has happened recently that's not important. But historically, Hbox kind of got shafted by that rivalry.
Yeah,
Just
and
because Mango was way more popular than him.
Yeah, and you're right.
Damn,
We're still like Mango or Hungerbox is still like dealing with that.
Yep. So sometimes rivalries are like, while they maybe don't have a great effect on the community, can sometimes have an effect on the top players, which has effects on the community, which is interesting.
I mean, the more talent we lose, the worse it gets.
That's true. But yeah,
Anyone else? Is there anything else like anyone wants any other rivalries that you guys want to talk about? That
Like-
you guys
Outside of Smash, there's the one of the 2 fighting game esports dramas like that I know. It's low tier God versus Viscount.
Oh
Oh,
my
that was
god,
quality.
that's. All right. For those who don't know, this is not. Is it still going? Because I know we
No,
saw that
that's-
video a while ago.
No, that's
I think
it's
it's
dead.
think it's
Yeah, this
dead.
is old.
So
I mean,
you're just
once it
saying
got bodied,
general
it's not over.
rivalries, not like
Wasn't that
ongoing
video?
rivalry.
No, just rivalries in general.
Oh yeah, then that's like the most amazing thing ever. That's like.
Like, wasn't that video mostly staged? Like, not the match, but just like the hype around it. Wasn't that part of the event just to like say some crap about each other?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
Well,
they
I don't
trashed
know
all
what
each
you
other
mean. If it,
before.
I don't know.
No,
how
like
that's
he got
staged,
mad
though.
because he got called like the Black DSP or something, and he was like, "Hell no!" And then, yeah,
TSP.
That's what Viscount called him.
Dark
online.
Side Phil.
You don't know Dark Side Phil?
Oh no, yeah, I don't know who that is, but I remember you guys like filling me in like way back when we first saw that. I gotcha. Okay.
Oh,
So
the
he
Legend
really took that
DSP.
one to heart. So they had a match, and he got destroyed. And
And
Yeah.
then Viscon
There's
said
gonna be
that
a day
legendary.
when you think back on this,
yeah,
and you're gonna want to come back at me, and you're gonna want to watch the taste of my dick out of your mouth.
And then
it's over.
it was over.
And it's like the best part is like what Julian said when I first saw the video. He's like, just look at this guy. And it's like low tier god is like this tall, muscular black dude. And then the guy fighting him is this really like pasty, he's kind of got bags, he's shorter, and it's just like he destroys him, and then he trash talks him. And the way the FGC works is like if you get beaten, you're gonna get trash talk to no end. It's just like, and nobody's gonna like say, "Oh, come on, don't be an asshole." They're gonna embrace it. They're gonna make sure that you know you suck. And it's just like everybody in the room that was cheering on low tier god was just like, "Ah," and they go nuts.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of the best rivalry videos ever.
I'd say that
Yeah.
was negative though.
And
I don't know about that. It got me talking about the FGC, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It made me more interested in the FGC community than anything else has. So
But it paints a picture in of the FGC in a negative light.
no, it paints a picture in a hilarious
Nah.
light.
No, I think it's a pretty accurate light. Let's be real here.
That's true. They're not lying.
Listen,
They don't need to pretend. They don't need to be like, this isn't how we normally are.
Yeah,
I
Max
swear.
Celebrity Dude made a video about the FGC a while ago, and he said like, listen, like the FGC is just, yeah, we're mean to each other, but we know at the end of the day it's all jokes. We're here to play games, but like we're gonna trash talk each other forever, and it's like a culture that's ingrained in it, and it's not gonna go away. But like at the end of the day, they all realize it's just a game. There might be some people that take it to heart too much, but that's kind of inherent in everything.
Right.
Yeah, I always, my perception of it always was like they'll like play matches, like scream in each other's faces, trash talk, and then go get a beer afterwards. Like, like there's not like any like actual
Basically.
like seething hatred between some of these people. I'm sure there is between some of them, but I don't know.
So,
And
moving on.
Who could forget respect
no.
your elders?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Maybe not talk about that.
banger!
Do we want to talk about respecting your elders?
I guess real quick, that's one worth mentioning.
I mean, it did
That
start
was
his
good.
music career, right?
That was good for the community. That was good for everyone except for Chillin' Dude.
Hey,
No,
it
it
started
was-
his
Nah,
music
that was
career.
good for
That was
sure.
good for chilling, dude.
Was it? Because
Okay, real.
On that,
The real quick filler of this is basically, I don't even remember actually what started the beef, to be honest. I just,
never-
Leffen called out Chillin' Dude at some tournament. He was talking to D1, and he said Chillin' Dude wasn't that great of a player. He's
Yeah,
just old.
that he was like never that great, that he's like old, like he's an
Yeah.
old school player, still an old school player. And then basically Chillin' Dude challenged Leffen to a salty sweet match and dropped a diss track called "Respect Your Elders,"
Banger.
which is actually pretty.
It is a banger.
And it's actually pretty decent. And yeah, he dropped this diss track and then proceeded to get 5-0'd by Leffen.
Yeah, that was. I watched that live.
in one of the most brutal matches, like set of
Long
matches
game
I've
too.
ever
All of
seen.
Apex 2014 was amazing, by the way.
That was
Yeah.
that was
that
one
might
of the
have
best
been the
matchups
highlight.
ever.
Yeah,
That might have been the highlight of the entire tournament, and it was an amazing tournament.
yeah.
Not only did that happen, but that was when the Seahawks lost that Super Bowl back in 2014.
Oh yeah.
I remember that happening. Man,
Yeah. Then that's also when Mango challenged Leffen to a $1,000 money match at that
And he got
same tournament, and then
Yeah.
he
Oh my
lost.
Gosh, did he pay up?
So yeah.
Yeah, I think
Oh
so.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so Mango.
Man,
Yeah,
that Twitch button,
Leffen was doing good that day. He beat Chillin. I think that was $200. He beat Mango for $1,000. Looking, it was good.
That's amazing.
Though Chillin Dude probably made more than $200 off the diss track ad revenue. So
has he ever used Vanilla Fox ever again?
I don't think so.
Chilling.
People call him out if he does.
Yeah,
Okay.
Twitch chat will eat him alive.
So, moving on, the next topic I want to discuss centers around inclusivity. That's right, fellas. I think it's time we talked about years of research.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well, we obviously used Smash as a linchpin in our discussion thus far. I think this is where we want to take our closest look at the Smash community in particular. Sorry, Mauricio. I'm going
okay.
to briefly...
I have to head out anyway, so.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Sorry.
joining us. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Thank you for welcoming me back.
Always great to
We'll
have
see
you.
you. We'll see you in a couple months or something. I don't know.
We'll return to
Ooh,
worst of
five,
5.
Listen, you know,
I'll work on my chill if it
things
whatever that is.
changing at work. I'm trying, guys. Okay, I'm trying.
Okay.
It's okay, Mauricio. Glad you could join us,
Yeah,
brother.
We're all
All right.
trolling.
See you
it's
guys. Enjoy talking
See
about
ya.
a topic that I wouldn't have participated in anyways.
You
I'm
are
just being real.
participating.
I'm not being just being real.
Should buy a Switch and start grinding.
Nope. Goodbye.
So I'm gonna try real quick to briefly and without bias catch you all up on hold on. Catch you all up on the background necessary to understand the point Salem is trying to make when he says Melee is not part of the Smash community.
Oh boy.
So in 2013, Evo ran a charity drive to determine what game would take the final spot in their summer 2013 lineup. At the time, Melee and Brawl communities were of pretty comparable size. However, it quickly became apparent to both communities that if they divided their forces, neither game would get in. So a push for getting Melee into Evo over Brawl was performed. The Smash documentary came out. The rest was history. The far-reaching consequences of this could not have really been predicted at the time, but after Evo 2013, perhaps partially as a result of Evo 2013, the Brawl scene kind of began to crumble while the Melee scene saw exponential growth. Now, that's where the unbiased part ends. As far as my opinion goes, the Brawl community acknowledged that they had reached their place on the groundwork that Melee had laid for them. So at the time, picking Melee kind of seemed like a fair decision.
Yep. And Brawl had been in Evo more recently anyway.
Yeah. So that's kind of the perspective I take of the whole situation. It's clear to anyone with eyes, however, that Salem very fundamentally disagrees with me on the motives of the Melee community and their view towards Brawl and later Smash installments. So at this point, I would like to simply open the floor to you guys and hear what you have to think about Melee, Brawl, Smash Ultimate, and the interplay between these communities. This is the most open subtopic we have, so feel free to go off. And as far as visual aids go, Jake, feel free to put up the years of research twit longer that I just posted in the chat.
Sure.
I mean, as someone who started with Smash 4 and doesn't really have the historical context, I can tell you that the very small amount of time I've spent with the Smash community, Brawl is a joke to them. It is not taken seriously.
Oh yeah, I've ran into that a lot.
Yep.
So yeah, I think this is where Salem comes the closest to making a good point. Melee, though I do want to say Melee as a community, like, has been dismissive of Brawl, but you find those opinions to be largely true at low to mid levels. You talk to like top level Melee players, they have a lot of respect for Brawl, I feel. Except for like Mango, I guess.
But Mango's not even being that serious anyway, because he did play Brawl.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Melee's sick.
Yeah, so like I think if we're gonna like limit this discussion to talking about top players and their influence and responsibilities to the community, the top players do reflect neutral to good opinions about Brawl. Like if you like even go to PPMD, he credits a lot of his neutral game to studying and playing Brawl. Like his Melee neutral game, he credits to Brawl. And like I just feel like there's a lot of respect, and I don't really understand why that respect isn't carried on to the low and mid level players as well.
That would probably require them to play the game.
because the game is slow. and
Is
not-
it? Compared to
Brawl?
Smash 4, it's a fast.
But in comparison to Melee,
But again,
really what
they
we're
have
after.
to play the game to find that out.
Yeah. So yeah, like what do you guys think about like how there was definitely a disconnect between there was like as far as Melee players are concerned, it almost seems like there is just no Smash games that came out until Ultimate. Like Melee was released in 2001, Ultimate was released in 2018. Nothing else came in between.
Yeah.
That's like how Melee players like to
You
treat it.
you can watch our
Now
episode,
we're
the Grand Melee Conspiracy, to learn
Yeah,
more
find
about
more
top
about that.
players on that.
The Grand Nintendo.
So, like,
conspiracy.
why do you
Yeah.
think, other than the Grand Nintendo conspiracy, which is obviously true, why do you think that Smash Ultimate is the game that is making people remember that that's making Melee players remember that Smash is releasing sequels?
Well, simple. Armada, Leffen, the other guy, they're all making a ton of content for the game.
So the Grand Nintendo conspiracy.
Yeah, top Melee players are actually talking about this game.
Well, I think it's that, and the gameplay isn't like slow, like Brawl, and not technical at all, like Smash 4.
Smash 4 was technical?
Not
He's
technical.
he's saying it is technical now, opposed
Yeah.
to Smash 4 not being.
Right.
Yeah.
I
think part of
do hold the opinion that top level Sheik was at least as difficult as like top level Marth or Sheik.
Play Peach.
Like I think top level Sheik in Smash 4 is really hard.
it is.
I mean, I think
You can get like a lot of like some characters are more technical than others in any of the Smash games, I guess, for that matter.
Yeah.
Because like Puff by a lot of people in Melee wouldn't be considered to be a terribly technical character compared to some characters in Smash 4.
That's true.
So I don't know if it's just so much that. I think it's part of like especially in Ultimate, you have way more freedom of movement and options with your character that just a lot of the other Smash games were lacking in a way that Melee wasn't. Like Melee's biggest thing is you have movement options like crazy. You can do so much stuff with movement in Melee that Brawl and Smash 4 did not offer in particular, at least not consistently across the whole game. And Ultimate has made a lot of changes to make that not the case, which I think is part of it, and bringing back that directional air dodge. And we know how
So you
Melee
think it's
players
actually-
like their directional air dodge.
So you
Also-
think the engine itself is actually responsible for the communities kind of coming back together for this game?
Yeah, I think it's definitely part of
Yes.
it. Like there's a lot of factors, but I think like the changes made to Ultimate were ones that people who play Melee more probably were looking for in a Smash sequel.
I completely agree.
I will say it got me a lot more excited about the game because I was a little bit concerned about Smash 4 too, and I played a bit of Smash 4, and I would say I liked Smash 4, but
Yeah.
Smash 4 doesn't excite me, as much as Ultimate has.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's true.
I
Well-
just don't think it would have as much hype around it if it was just like Smash 4.
You all heard me when I lost my mind when I saw directional air dodges were back, right?
Yeah.
I unfortunately
I
missed
was-
out on that one.
I thought so. There was like a meme that was posted like a couple months before the direct, where someone was talking. Like it was right after the new game was announced, and like we didn't even know if it was a new game or a port. Those
Oh,
were
yeah.
crazy times.
I forgot about that.
Before the Inkling trailer. No, I
It
don't
was
remember.
the
Inkling trailer
It
was
the
the
Inkling trailer,
original,
it
but
was,
we
oh, it's just one new
Smash
character.
4 Deluxe is what we were
Yeah.
worried about.
There was a meme that at E3, the entire presentation about Smash was just going to be Mario jumping straight up and then air dodging to the side, and that was going to be the end of the presentation.
That would have worked. That would have been fine.
That would have been amazing because it would have like maybe it wouldn't be as amazing as I'm thinking, but like it would have gotten like if you didn't know about like competitive Smash, you would look at that and be kind of confused, and then maybe you would take the time to research it. And if you do know about competitive Smash, that just like would be the mic drop to end all mic drops.
Yeah.
That's kind of a digression though. Sorry for going off topic, but
It's your
I
time.
think it's interesting that you think that so I think it's interesting that you think the engine is what's making Ultimate this kind of like bringing together type of thing, but like
I said
I
a part of
don't know
it.
if there's a
Not
good
the soul.
alternative theory to put up. I mean, my alternative theory to that, like my counter argument, the theory that I would put forward is that when Smash 4 came out, the Brawl community was dead, or like very close to dead. And when Smash Ultimate came out, the Smash 4 community was doing fine. So there was this kind of baseline to
Also,
like promote the
Smash.
game that was way bigger.
For sure.
We-
Also, Smash 4 was ready to move on. They were sick of Bayonetta.
Yeah, you said doing
They-
fine, but there's
they
that whole
really-
Captain Jack situation at
Oh,
was that Smash?
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that was Evo, right?
Yeah, they had some shaky controversy, but they weren't like. I don't think you understand what the Brawl community was going through leading up to the Smash 4
No,
era.
I'm
I mean,
saying,
we're
like,
talking about tournaments with like a quarter the attendance that they would have had before, like just
I'm not
players
saying
dropping
Smash
off
4
the
was
map.
dying. Like, I'm not saying Smash 4 was dead. I'm just saying they were ready.
They're ready to move
to-
on.
Oh, yeah, they were
about
definitely
to
ready to move
ban
on.
Bayonetta or just like split the community in half, and they just needed something, and they got it with Smash 5. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, we don't have to worry about Bayonetta anymore. We can just play this game.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, turned out for the best.
And I think Ultimate, like I know I played Ultimate for a short time, but I think Ultimate's a way better game than Smash 4 already.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I do have one last topic I want to discuss. If you guys are okay with that,
Let's do it.
I want to address one of the last things that Salem mentions in his Twitlonger that I think kind of ties things together nicely. So I'm going to quote directly.
Is there a paragraph that I can scroll to for the people who want to see it?
Hold on. It is the last paragraph before corrections.
Okay.
So what I'm just gonna just quote two quick sentences. Mango is someone who constantly drinks and does whatever he wants and doesn't care about anything. People like him are extremely dangerous. So real quick, ignoring the complete randomness of this attack, it brings up a somewhat interesting point that I briefly touched on at the very beginning. What responsibilities, if any, do top players have to the community as role models?
Okay. Wow, that's
Can't
an
get behind
interesting topic.
Wait, I can you say that one more time for me?
What responsibilities, if any, do top players have to the community as role models?
Zero.
I would think you only have that responsibility if you brand yourself that way.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I feel like if you got I feel like your responsibility is to your sponsor.
See,
Yeah.
I would
So this
say
is-
zero, but there are
Yeah.
some like young kids in the Smash scene, and
There
if
are.
they see like Mango passing out on Twitch, you know, I don't know.
I don't
It
know.
sets a
This is-
precedent.
This is where like we start getting into like kind of the creepy world that already exists for celebrity worship.
Yeah.
Personally think Mango would benefit a lot in his personal life from laying off of alcohol,
Oh yeah.
but he doesn't owe us jack shit as a role model.
Yeah.
No.
alright,
He
yeah.
doesn't.
Yep.
He doesn't need to stop drinking because we want him to. He needs to stop drinking because it's dangerous to his health.
Sure.
Yeah.
And like I'm kind of the train of thought. You know, I initially was definitely of the train of thought that there's no responsibility that top players have as a role model. But, you know, if you're someone that someone looks up to, it's just the thing is like these are just people who are good at a video game. They didn't ask to be looked up to. They asked to, you know,
Yep.
be paid money for being good at a video game. And like why does that have to come with wrapped up with like being a something that like a 14-year-old can look up to and be like, that's how I want to behave? But at the same time, when you're in the public eye, you just automatically become that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just like an unfair thing. But
And I mean, I don't want to.
People have been saying about this for athletes for like years.
Yeah, I wasn't. I say I don't want to do whataboutism, but Mango is small beans, a
Yeah.
small time celebrity who's not even that bad compared to the, lots of athletes and actors and stuff who do way worse shit in the public eye and have way more fans who look up to them. And if they don't have any responsibility to do it, what do these like video game players have? I hope I want to believe that people don't like try to emulate people that they like, famous people who they like kind of like, because like I would hope that at some point in time in your life you've been disappointed by enough celebrities to know that
Well, I mean,
that's
there are
just not the
also,
way.
there are also a lot of very young children at these events and watching these streams, and I know they might not have that life experience, and I don't know.
See, that's what I said. Like,
That's true.
Mango really shouldn't have any responsibility to be a role model, but like, there are young kids that watch his streams and watch tournaments and see his behavior. But
It's mostly fun turn.
I mean, the
Yeah, he's
counter
fine.
argument there is these.
Hey,
I mean,
you can set your
it's
Twitch stream to 18 plus.
what he does.
The kid's bypassing that. What's he supposed to do about it?
There you go.
right,
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess I'll say I wish he acted a certain way, but he doesn't know me.
the barrier there would probably be. I mean, that responsibility falls on parents and
That is true.
friends and the support system of that individual. I mean, just because like if that kid didn't find that kind of thing in Mango, he could find that kind of thing in anyone else. I mean,
6ix9ine
Yeah.
is a dude that exists.
so I don't think they owe us anything.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Like the only thing that maybe is like if some like 14-year-old goes up to him and be like, "Oh, I want to drink all the time just like you," and Mango's like, "Maybe you shouldn't." But like
Mango, I wanna
Like if
tag
Mango's
on
like
stream,
like literally trying to
Calling
talk
the kids.
if he starts talking directly to kids saying like dangerous stuff, okay, that's different because that's just being malicious. This is just a man living his life and he happens to be in the public eye. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all this is. And it's not like he's doing things that are like overtly illegal or like he's just a man
He
who
broke Twitch's terms of service. That's pretty serious.
he did
shit.
and he got punished for it.
That's all that should happen.
Which I still need to watch his reveal, his like coming back trailer. I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, I
To,
put it in the chat somewhere.
Need to do that.
But,
Let's do some more Mango celebrity worship here.
he cheated his way through high school.
True.
I like to let people know that because he admitted that on stream, and that was kind of a scummy. He's extremely dangerous.
Extremely dangerous.
Remember that giant controversy where HBox wouldn't play friendlies with people, so they couldn't get the matchup experience?
That giant. That's just
That giant ongoing
that gi-
controversy.
Yeah,
that
is
never ending. That's just how he's always been.
Is that part of this? Is that part of this topic? Does he owe us friendly matches? Does he have to go up? Is it like a book signing?
Of course he does it.
But it should be. It was not planned. But
Oh yeah. Also, he'll play friendlies against like bad players too. He just won't play friendlies against top players, people who he actually competes with, or the people he won't play friendlies with.
Now there's a toxic rivalry.
Mango, HBox, and the top melee player community.
X versus the world.
HBox and the MIOM top 20.
Excluding
and their
esports, of course.
coaches.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
boy.
that's kind of all I got.
I think it works out really well for time.
Yeah.
So
Do we have a funny news topic this week?
we do have a funny news topic this
Oh,
week.
Yeah.
Bethesda banning Fallout 76 players for abusing duping exploits and dev room incursions. Oh boy. Okay, so the main part of this story, the abusing item duping, fine, obvious. However, there are players who found their way into Fallout 76's publicly available dev room.
Yeah.
Mind
This
you,
is
they had to do some pretty heavy glitches in here.
Which-
No one's,
Which
No one's
contains
very-
every item in the game, including unreleased items.
Is that a thing? Do people have their dev rooms in their online server?
No, people do not do this. This is not. This is not.
This is
It makes
highly
no
improbable.
sense.
it makes perfect sense. They
Yeah,
built
dev
Fallout
rooms
76
available.
Like they built all the other games. They
No.
have a dev room in every other game.
Yeah,
They
no.
just didn't remove it for whatever goddamn reason.
Yeah, not only is this dev room on the public internet, but apparently it was just possible for people to connect their normal clients to it with glitches or whatever to get like it's not like most like if you were to do a dev room thing like this, you would have it on an internal server and it requires a specific cryptographically signed build of the game that only developers have access to. And if it ever like leaked, you would change the keys and make a new build, and like that's how any sane
My-
development environment
My
would
favorite
work.
part of this is they sent emails to people they banned, letting them know they've been banned.
Yes,
And also
so I
asking,
have-
How did you get in the room?
So yes, so I think this is the most entertaining part. I'm gonna read some snippets from this here email. Greetings. We would like to reach out to you concerning this Fallout 76 account. Our records indicate a character on this account appear to be in a corrupted or unusual state at this time. It's usually seen if the character has visited an area within the game that isn't typically accessible during normal gameplay. So yada yada yada. We've temporarily suspended this Fallout 76 account. Oftentimes, this form of corruption is directly introduced while performing the unique steps necessary to gain access to one of the locations described above. To properly address and correct this issue, your assistance is vital. They then go ahead to request step-by-step instructions on how the user found their way to the dev room, and said that if they don't hear back from you, they will keep your account suspended indefinitely. So basically,
They're holding your account.
they're holding your account hostage to find out how people got into the dev room, because apparently they have no idea.
I don't think they give you your account back though.
That is amazing.
Yeah, right. And they do say that, and your account's suspended until we hear back from you, at which time we'll conduct an investigation to reach a final decision on the status of your account. So there's no guarantee that they will reinstate your account for getting into a dev room. That, honestly, the thing that bothers me most about this is that they don't know how people got into it. And so how do they know that it wasn't something more innocent? Like a bug in the game that just sent some random players there.
That's why they asked.
But like,
Why are they
this is something.
Bethesda, man, Fallout, they keep getting in controversy over Fallout 76, so they can't escape it.
They should just delete Fallout 76.
Well,
Say,
both,
what? That game doesn't exist.
I'm kind of surprised that they're even bothering asking people for the unique steps or whatever. Just get rid of the dev room, and what's the problem? Unless they know something we don't, where there's like, this dev room was just one of many rooms that
The dev room is load bearing. If they take it out, the entire world collapses.
Okay, that makes sense.
Makes sense for a Bethesda game, am I right?
True.
But
Yeah, we'll find out.
it's-
We'll find out that the dev room is like the skybox for the whole game, and it like manages all the items and inventories of all the players. And if they
It's-
delete the dev room, the whole game will like literally cease to function.
Your
The-
item is
it's like-
actually a clone of the items in the dev room.
Right.
It's a the dev room is part of a piece of code that they don't know how works, and if they delete it, the game stops working, and they don't know why.
Delete everything in the dev. I don't.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the next step is if somebody goes into the dev room, you just insta-ban them. I guess. I don't know. This whole thing is a colossal failure. I just don't understand how mistakes like this are possible to make. Like,
You see, when Suits and Ties tell you get something we can release at this time frame, and you're like, "There's no fucking way we can do
No,
that."
it's
and
not-
they
it's-
say,
it-
we
oh,
don't care.
the thing that bothers me most about this is like the most baseline. Like, keep your dev and production environment separate is like the one golden rule of making any online anything. Any piece of online software ever. That's like the one important rule that everyone follows. And every like online like service, like when you first start it, that's like the first thing you do. It just makes no sense on how you mess up this bad. Or just like randomly deploy dev things into production and not know that you did that. Like, how? I don't know. Bethesda has just shown time and time again they just do not care about this kind of stuff.
Why even make Fallout 76 when like
Money.
did
Are
did
they?
it bomb? Are they making money?
Are they
from this?
making good money on Fallout 76? I have a
And you're
feeling.
expecting refunds?
I mean, that was obviously the plan.
Right, but could they have not, delayed the game a year and made a lot of money? I guess they thought that their fan bases ability to deal with Bethesda's bugs and BS would be strong enough to overcome this?
Well, normally there's like a modding community to fix the bugs for them.
But you can't mod an
That's
online
simply-
game.
Yeah.
And also, this game just has like worse problems than any of their other games. Even just
Yeah.
This was something new, and they can't even get the things they usually do right. So what the hell did you expect?
basically what I'm getting at is I don't understand why there's so many Bethesda fans. They don't make good software.
Have you played Oblivion, Scott?
I mean, the
And
games are
Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
the games
New
are
Vegas.
decent, but if the piece of software doesn't work,
I mean, there's a difference between Fallout 76 not functioning and the rest of the games are a little buggy.
You're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, some of the games have game-breaking bugs,
But not as bad as Fallout 76.
and like and then they bugs that they just don't patch. But like the funny thing is, like Bethesda is known for having buggy games and then never fixing them,
Because
like
the modders do it.
not even touching them. But that's not even like that huge of a portion of the people playing the games. Like Skyrim and stuff when it came out, everyone I knew who was playing it just about were all playing it on console, on Xbox 360,
Yeah, that's where they're.
and like a lot of their people who play
It's just
Bethesda games played console or are casual gamers. They don't mod their games. They don't do all that.
I mean, like, there aren't that many game-breaking bugs. If you do run into one, you have three autos. You have three auto saves.
But that's
No,
just
it-
it's kind of a weird thing to defend.
Yeah.
Like years after the fact, like re-releasing your game with known game-breaking bugs that modders proved were easy to fix. Like,
Yeah.
Stuff like
Yeah.
like it's this where they show that it's one thing to have games that have bugs in them, whatever. It's another thing to just show that they just do not care, like at all.
It's gonna be the goat.
And
And,
it's so
like,
weird 'cause,
Skyrim
they-
is known
it's-
For being
they
like
did
a
so
really
much with that scene.
unstable game. Like even today, it's known for having frequent crashes and like.
Well, that's only if you mod it a lot.
Just get
No,
crash
even vanilla. Like, I mean, I know speedruns are a bad example, but it's like a serious thing. Like where like they're doing like normal stuff in the game crashes, and they like having less than 5 crashes in a Skyrim speedrun is considered pretty decent. It's not good. It's just stuff like that. I don't know. Like, I mean, I played Skyrim, and my one and only playthrough through Skyrim, I came across a game-breaking bug that I needed to use the console to get out of. Like the game's like text console, and it would have been impossible to get
yeah.
out of on a like Xbox or
I don't know what it's like to play without the console, so I'll say that.
PlayStation 4. Like, and that was literally one playthrough, and I ran into a game-breaking bug.
Like if
That
I
made
need
the
to clip
game
through something, I just
uncompletable.
clip through it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I don't know, stuff like that is interesting to me. And like it
This
kind
is
of
why.
it kind of like has meme status, and it like is almost endearing at times, but I think people are starting to get sick of it just a little
This
bit.
is
Yeah.
why the other worlds is gonna be the goat.
And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Bethesda can take some lessons out of Fallout 76. And
I don't
You
think that's
hope?
gonna happen.
I
think the lesson
I
is
do have
don't
hope
make
that
multiplayer games.
I do have hope that Bethesda's next Elder Scrolls game will be on a new engine.
Well,
There's
that's how we did-
they haven't said anything one way or another, but
didn't they say it?
there are
thought
They
they said
they
They
said
said
the
it's
new-
happening.
They
Yeah,
said they
on the same
were
engine.
gonna put it on an upgraded version of their engine again, which
Yeah.
is what they've been doing.
oh, they actually
Yeah.
did say that.
Pretty sure.
Well,
They always just upgrade their creation engine and then build something.
well, I would don't buy it then. Or definitely don't pre-order it. Don't pre-order
Yeah,
Bethesda
we'll see.
games. That's the real big takeaway here. Do not pre-order a Bethesda game.
Like,
They
I know
won't. They
said
won't even
lyrics
send you
to
your
defend this,
canvas
but-
bags. So
Oh, man. Like Fallout 76 aside as being a completely broken product, the other games, for all the bugs and all the crap, they offer a very unique experience you can't get elsewhere. Hashtag other worlds. I think
That's
that's
true.
kind of why people put up with it.
yeah, and I'll admit that I like Skyrim wasn't really my game, so I don't have
I
a.
haven't played it, so can't say.
I like Skyrim a lot.
Vanilla
I
Skyrim's
beat
whatever.
I beat Skyrim, and everyone says that I did it wrong.
Yeah, because you
Did
didn't
you-
do the side quest. You just
Wait, you
Beat the
played
main
the main
game.
story of Skyrim?
Yeah,
The main story sucks.
does.
Just
Yeah, you're
go-
supposed to just kind of go on a wanderlust and just kind of meander.
like the second that you are out of the tutorial, do something other than what the game wants you to do.
Yeah, I did some side. Somebody recommended a side quest to me.
Did
I
you even kill the chicken?
I got absolutely demolished.
Yeah, Tim really wanted him to go fight some Forsworn, which are like the only thing that don't level with you from like 0 to 17. They like start at level 17 and
No, you download.
Yeah, so then I'm like, he's like, oh, okay, maybe you should play through some more of the main story then, so you're stronger. So then I just played through the whole main story and then never went back to the game. The main story is so short that like,
well, yeah, there are 5 main quests.
yep, I
4 guilds in the main story, and then
beat the game in 4.5 hours and never touched it again.
You
There
skip
go.
that trash and you go straight to Dawnguard.
Oh yeah, I did talk to one of the something or another. I don't know.
There's lots of right ways to play Skyrim. There's more right ways to play Skyrim than there are wrong ways to play Skyrim. You managed to find one of the few wrong ways to play Skyrim, Jake.
See, Bethesda fans, man, they'll always tell you that
Bethesda fans.
they're always doing it right. The toxicity, man, can't handle it.
it's just so hard to find a way to not enjoy Skyrim, and you found it.
Yeah.
Oof.
But we'll save that for my magnum opus next week, where I talk about how to fix Skyrim.
Make the perks not trash.
That is one of my points.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should bring in Mauricio and exclude me because I wouldn't be able to comment on that.
Are the perks the things you get like one per level?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of them are little stat boosts.
And like the
Yeah,
the
except,
optimal
like-
build is usually the first perk 5 times, and you ignore the tree.
Yeah,
Except the top sneak perk is busted.
there's a few
Oh,
good
yeah.
ones. No, it was just a big disappointment because Ty Howard kept advertising the same one, the shield one where that like slows down time. Every time we talked about perks, he would just bring up that one. So it sounded like there were going to be a bunch of cool perks, but
That
nah.
perk's not even good. It just like breaks the flow because you're just sitting there, and then suddenly time will freeze, and you're just gonna.
Yeah,
Let me
but it
take 2
sounded
seconds
cool.
to release my shield and then start swinging.
One of like the 3 shouts I used was the one that would slow down time.
That one's cool,
That one's kind of busted though.
but it really breaks the balance. That's the thing with Skyrim; it really breaks the balance. Whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Impact
Sounds
is
sounds
broken.
like a good game.
Except destruction magic, which for whatever reason is the only resource that costs, or it's the only attack that costs a resource that can run out and does the least amount of damage.
You just get impact and you use apprentice spells and you chain.
Yeah.
Stagger them and it was boring. You could do it to dragons. That didn't even make sense. Why can't an apprentice spell stagger a dragon?
We'll get to that next week, though.
Yep.
Awesome. I think we're
Yeah, I think.
close to wrapping up.
And let's just as a closing note, let's not forget about the worst thing about Skyrim: the mining animation.
Oh,
It's,
yeah,
it's actually the worst thing in the game.
I actually modded that out, and like I
Yeah.
don't see that.
Yeah. So if you've never seen the Skyrim mining animation, you should look it up. It's truly terrible.
I have no
I
idea. What you're
believe
talking about.
I believe in the theory that only NPCs were supposed to use those, and at the last second,
Yeah,
someone was like,
Yep.
"Ooh,
Yeah.
what if the
There's a
The short thing about the Skyrim mining animation is you do this like the game forces you into third person. You watch yourself slowly put away your weapon. You materialize an axe out of thin air. You teleport to a specific spot to get into the stance for the animation, and then you gently tap the rock with almost no force, sound effect, or
mind you, like
meaningful animation.
only your upper torso moves too, and
Yeah,
like,
it's
your legs and like abdomen are just.
it
planted.
looks truly unnatural and nothing like hitting something with a pickaxe should. And then you have to watch that animation for like 30 seconds, and then
Yeah, every 3 hits you get a rock, and you have to get 3 rocks.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
Uh,
I modded that up. But there's also like you just equip the pickaxe and whack it, and you
yeah,
that's cool. That works.
which is just better, but also nothing like mining should be. Anyway, that's all we have for the show today for you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Shout outs to our sponsors this week, Bethesda.
Yeah, wow, I knew it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you should know the sponsors for your show.
True.
For our show.
You should play Respect Your Elders.
I am not going to do that, so
Did you get copyrighted?
I doubt it.
Just tweet chill and be like, hey, bro.
Don't respect
you
your
play this song?
Yeah, look up, that's our other sponsor today, Chillin' Dude and his sponsor, something. Go ahead, Liquid, Team Liquid's very own Chillin'. Go look up.
He might not be.
Yeah, go up, look Respect Your Elders by Chillin' Dude, he actually might not be.
And our favorite sponsor, the viewers who donate.
Yep, so thank you. Thank you all to our viewers who
looking at
donate. Please donate this week or we will all go hungry and starve to death. So, yeah, we really need that $5. It makes a big difference. $5 to $500 is preferred.
Preferably 500.
Preferably 500 if you can swing it. Like, if you don't feel like a cheap ass, like, cause like, come on, like 1,200. But yeah, that's all we got for tonight, and I hope you all have a good day or night or whatever, whenever you happen to be listening to this beautiful podcast. Nintendo.